He was such an extraordinary man with such great prestige in the UN.
I think he'd been a forgotten figure. His history, if you like, is blotted out deliberately by the government.
In London, outside King's College, they celebrate this great alumnus. And here's a country whose citizen he was, does not even want to mention him in the textbook.
Uruguay, Venezuela, Yemen.
Je déclare Son Excellence Sir ظفراللہ Khan élu président de la 17e session ordinaire de l'Assemblée générale. I am deeply moved at the honor you have done me in electing me to serve you as President of the General Assembly. I am deeply conscious of the heavy responsibility this mark of your confidence places upon my shoulders. And I pray God humbly, sincerely, and earnestly of His grace and mercy so to guide me in His wisdom that in the discharge of my responsibilities I might prove worthy of your confidence.
Sir Muhammad ظفراللہ Khan was one of the principal architects of Pakistan's foreign policy and one of the most influential Muslim statesmen of the 20th century. At the birth of Pakistan, few men were as trusted or as indispensable as Sir ظفراللہ Khan.
Sir Muhammad ظفراللہ Khan is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan. A lawyer, scholar, and statesman, he is one of the most distinguished of Muslims and is particularly known for his religious fervor. He was president of the All India Muslim League in 1931, leader of the Indian delegation to the League of Nations Assembly in 1939, and more recently, leader of the Pakistan delegation to the United Nations.
Pakistan will do all that might lie within its power towards the alleviation of all forms of human suffering and distress, and the promotion of beneficent cooperation among the nations for the general raising of standards of living and the fostering of liberty and tolerance throughout the world.
The years following the Second World War marked the collapse of empires and the emergence of new nations.
India, Pakistan were the first examples of states that became independent after the Second World War. So both Pakistan and India then led this vanguard, if you like, to encourage further developments, further decolonizations. ظفراللہ Khan was effectively the spokesman for this early period of decolonization.
Evil is the denial of the brotherhood of men, of all men, whatever the color of their skins, white, dark, brown, or yellow, and the arrogant assumption that certain sections of mankind are entitled as of right to exercise domination over other sections of their fellow beings, irrespective of whether this domination manifests itself in Korea, in Indochina, in Tunisia, in Morocco, or elsewhere.
He was highly skilled because, of course, as a statesman in colonial India, he was making the same arguments. So he was supporting the independence of Morocco, Libya, Tunisia, and of course in Indonesia.
And not only has there been no refraining on the part of the dominant power from acts or measures likely to aggravate the tension that then prevailed, but the tension that today prevails is more acute. And all this acuteness is due not to any act on the part of the people of Morocco, to which legitimate objection could be taken, but to the policies and the acts of the dominant power.
His very powerful speeches, his oratory skills, which were magnified from the United Nations and in the media at the time, he soon became an icon in the Arab world.
هو كان شخصية غير عادية يعني. لكن شفته مرة نازل من يعني كان راكب أسانسير ونازل من الأسانسير ورأيته بنفسي الأعداد الكبيرة من المندوبين اللي اتلموا حواليه. يعني هو كان شخصية فذة، ولا شك أنه هو معروف أنه أبلغ خطيب تحدث في الأمم المتحدة. معجبين أولا بلغته، وبعدين بمنطقه وبمعلوماته. يعني هو شخص فذ بكل معاني الكلمة.
He was a very eminent and respected jurist, and his voice carried weight. I myself have had the opportunity to hear his speeches. I don't think anybody could have done a better job than he did.
Yet despite his international stature, Sir ظفراللہ Khan's legacy within Pakistan would take a very different turn.
The greatest, I think, a fallout of this sectarian and intra-Muslim tension has been the plight of Ahmadiyya community, who have not only been legally persecuted, but actually face physical threats and repeated acts of violence.
In September 1974, the issue was brought to the table of the National Assembly, where lengthy discussions went on to reach a conclusion which was actually predetermined. And Ahmadis in the Constitution of Pakistan were declared non-Muslims. So Hazrat ظفراللہ Khan Razil Anhu, being amongst the forefathers of the nation, his name has been totally erased from all textbooks. He is just simply not there, as if he was non-existent.
I find it very sad when I think of what his dreams must have been, what his hopes must have been. And he was such a champion of minority rights himself. And it is my fervent hope that he will one day be honored and respected for the great Ahmadi Muslim that he was, the great Pakistani patriot that he was, and the great international servant that he was.